right, good Monday evening, everybody. Almost said Tuesday. Kind of feels like Tuesday for me because I work Sunday. But it is Monday. And we're starting the week off with, of course, more hot and humid weather. Just like this past weekend, temperatures were in the upper 90s for highs. The heat index 105 to 110. That's why we had a heat advisory in effect, and even an extreme heat warning over the western part of the state. That has just been continued into Tuesday because we really don't expect any significant changes going into tomorrow. We'll start to see some changes Wednesday and by the end of this week. For now, though, we've got high pressure still to the northeast of us, giving us a light northeast wind. That's why the showers that did develop today move from northeast to southwest, and they continue that movement into Louisiana as they are dissipating. Now, that front up to the north of us, that's going to play a bigger role in our weather as we get into the middle to the latter part of the week. But tonight's showers, mostly dissipating. We got a little bit of rain still right around Greene County, moving towards Perry County. But other than that, we're just going to see some clouds. In the southern part of the state, we're already seeing fair skies here in the metro, and temperatures have inched down into the upper 70s. We're going to just fall a couple more degrees into the mid-70s by daybreak Tuesday. And then Tuesday afternoon, again, we're right back in the upper 90s. I think we're going to be in the mid-90s by lunchtime. Your highs between about 96 and 99 degrees. Wouldn't be a huge shock to hit 100. And, of course, when you factor in the very high humidity, the heat index is certainly going to be over 105. And that's why just about everybody is going to be under at least a heat advisory. Now, the western part of the state, we take it up a notch. It's going to be an extreme heat warning in the pink shaded area in the Delta, our river counties, and a couple of metro counties as well. That's Copiah and Hinds County. So Jackson is included in the extreme heat warning, where the heat index could make it up over 110. So you got to be careful if you're going to be outside for an extended period of time, really mid-morning through about sunset on your Tuesday. Now, if you lucky folks, we'll get some rain showers to cool them down. But remember, it's still going to warm into the 90s before the rain develops. And the coverage tomorrow is only going to be about 20% movement, still northeast to southwest. Those storms dissipate once the sun goes down. And then they're going to come back in the heating of the day Wednesday. But notice the best concentration is going to be to the northwest of us in the Delta. And that's because that front is going to start to make some progress towards us. Those showers also dissipating after sunset on your Wednesday. So this is what it looks like tomorrow in the heating of the day, the muggy air across the Gulf coastal region. We get those spotty, just really isolated showers. But Wednesday, the front comes in from the northwest, and the best concentration of rain is going to be along and south of the front. That's why our chance of rain is going to go up from 20 to 40%, and ultimately by the end of the week, it's going to go up to about 60%. The front also helping to steer Hurricane Erin away from the east coast of the U.S. So it's looking really close to landfall there, but it's going to take a turn to the north and northeast, and it's going to miss all the land masses. I mean, it's brushing the islands of the Caribbean. It's brushing the southern Bahamas. They do have some tropical storm watches and warnings out there, but no direct impact. Now, it's also not Category 5 anymore. It's down to a Category 3 hurricane. That's still a major hurricane, and it's going to be a hurricane as it splits the difference in a couple of days between Cape Hatteras and Bermuda, but eventually it's going to weaken as it accelerates to the northeast into the cold waters of the North Atlantic by this upcoming weekend. We're just a couple weeks, though, away from the peak of hurricane season, which is statistically about the 10th day of September. So we're 2 to 3 weeks away from the peak of the hurricane season, and you would expect more activity. And sure enough, if we take a look across the Atlantic Ocean, 2 more storms that we're watching. One is now in the mid-Atlantic. It's going to be moving westward towards the Caribbean. It's got a medium 60% chance of development. This one likely, I think, will impact some land masses, although it's probably still going to be in a weakened state by the time it reaches, let's say, the Virgin Islands or Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic. We'll have to really be concerned about this once it reaches, let's say, the Cuba, the Bahamas area, and we're hoping it takes a turn to the north as well, although obviously we've got to watch to see if it affects maybe Florida or gets into the Gulf. Behind that one, there's another wave coming off the west coast of Africa that's also got a low chance of development right now. Of course, it's just coming out over the water. So the next couple of names on the list are Fernand, which is probably going to be the name of that system in the mid-Atlantic, and then after that, the next name is Gabrielle. So those are the names that you're going to be hearing a lot over the next week or two. We'll keep you posted, obviously, on both of those storms because, again, this is the time of the year where things start to happen. Remember, we just had the anniversary of Hurricane Camille. Upcoming on the 29th of August is the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. By the way, we are planning to be down there for that anniversary at the end of next week. So here's a look at our forecast for tonight. Relatively quiet. Already got fair skies. Temperatures are going to inch down into the mid-70s. And then tomorrow, we'll see sun early, quick warm-up, mid-90s by lunchtime. Your high temperature about 98. And then we get that 20% chance of afternoon showers. The heat index 105 to 110. Maybe even higher, especially the farther west you live. So your forecast over the next 8 days. If we have a heat advisory and warning in effect Tuesday, look at Wednesday. Not that much different. So we're likely going to see it extended into Wednesday. And really, it wouldn't surprise me if it was extended into Thursday and Friday as well, because we know the humidity is going to stay high. The temperatures, though, will be coming down just a little bit as that chance of rain does increase. And I really think by the end of the weekend and early next week, we're going to be behind the front. So rain chances are going to dry up, but temperatures don't necessarily surge back into the upper 90s to near 100. I think we're going to stay near normal for mid to late August by next week, which would be low 70s in the morning and low 90s in the afternoon, which is a little bit better. Not much, but it's a little bit better. So that is your forecast for this Monday evening. Meteorologist Megan Hanna is going to be here early tomorrow morning with your next update. We'll see you then.